Good morning. It is Saturday, July 12th at 6:48 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And yeah, I'm just going to come up here for a little while and work on my horse. So I thought I'd come on and visit with you guys. So if anybody's out there, come on in. I'm just prepping some more fabric and bringing up my chat. So give me a minute. It's coming up. I know I seen somebody. I don't know if you're still there or not, but oh, hey, Laura Lynn. How are you doing? Nice to see you. How's everything in your neck of the woods? It's 46 degrees right now. Cold, huh? It always cools off here in the during the night. It actually feels pretty cold. Hi, Donna. Hi, Rhonda. How are you doing? RV Quilt Quest. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Do you have a channel? Oh, that's good. You're still here. Oh, that's awesome. Glad to hear it, Laura Lynn. What, Willa? What's going on? Sometimes when I start talking on the YouTube, my dog thinks I'm talking to her, so she gets all excited. So, anywho, so I'm just prepping more fabric. That's what I'm doing right now. And then I'm going to get to work on the horse. So first of all, I'm just going to sit here and prep some fabric and visit. I'm not going to be on very long this morning, but I'm here right now. Let's see, I needed more light. I need more light. I wish I had some overhead lights, but I don't really want to install them. So I know, right? That's Willa too. Especially when I first start out talking. she's she like go get her toy. Is this what you want? Then she and if I go no, I don't grab it or whatever. And then she goes and gets her bone. She's a funny little dog. Yeah, there you go. More light. Yeah, so yesterday I did something a little bit different in regards to the horse. Um, Normally, I have these fabrics, right? And I look at the area and I cut out a piece and put it there. Well, yesterday I just took some of the fabrics and just kind of willy-nilly, randomly cut pieces out, like little um, puzzle pieces although they don't look like puzzle pieces, but you understand what I mean. Just little pieces out of the whole piece of fabric and laid them out here. And then I decide what color range I want and then find a spot and then look in my pieces and see if I can find something that I want to put there. And it actually went much faster than normal. So I'm going to do that again. So right now on my horse, I'm doing not the lightest color fabric, but a the next shade up. So like a medium light. You're right. Probably. That's what I'm thinking. So I have um, 4 to 5 options, color options that are in the same shade range. And so that helps. And then I just went through more of my fabric that I already had prepped to see if there was anything else in there I could be drawing from that might help. Um, Sometimes I just like to have more options than rather than less options. You know what I mean? The more options, the better. Now, the other pieces that I picked out might not work at all, but at least I have them, right? And I wanted to see if I had more of the same fabrics that I've already been using prepped, and I don't, but I do still have more of the same fabric that's not prepped. So I'll have to prep some of it, I'm pretty sure, before much longer because I'm getting pretty close to needing more. Although a lot of the bottom of this horse is in the darker ranges, so I'll be switching fabrics anyway. But hi Candace, how are you today? Exactly. Exactly. So it was kind of like finding the right puzzle piece that goes in that spot. So that worked. And, you know, I was talking about this yesterday or the day before. I'm one of those people that love to do puzzles. So this kind of project is up my alley. It's actually pretty relaxing. Pretty relaxing. I like to have different shapes, not all roundish, but kind of oblong too. Um, and I can always recut them a little bit to make them fit correctly. And then, you know, how I arrange them on my board here is pretty much like you do with a puzzle. You put your like colors together. Yeah, definitely going to need some more fabrics here cut out. So, hi Randy, how's it going? Hi Laura. Did you catch any fish yesterday, Randy? So, I was also saying I'm not going to be on that long because Uh, Brandon is actually up early this morning too, so we are going to, once he wakes up and everything, uh, we're going to go fishing. And first, we're going to drive up to one of my huckleberry picking spots and see how the huckleberries look up there. I'm not expecting that I'm going to be picking any huckleberries, but I will be ready for it. Meaning I will have my bucket, I will have a cooler, I will have water, maybe some iced tea, some snacks, you know. So when I prepare to go somewhere, even if it's only going to be for a couple of hours, I prepare that I'm either going to, one, be out there all day long, or break down and have to stay the night. So I'm like one of those people that take everything but the kitchen sink, and sometimes I throw that in too if I think I'm going to need it, right? Uh, I have broken down in the woods before and not being prepared, and that is no fun. Because when you're in the woods, it's cold. When there's a lot of trees and all that, and you're high up in the mountain, it gets cold at night. So you best be prepared, right? Always have a, blanket or quilt. I like to actually have like a wool blanket because those are awesome. They really keep you warm. And so, anyway, I still try to make room for the dogs. Sometimes I put, like, we have this little rack, carrying rack that hooks onto the back of the car. And we have one of those, like, a RAV or Rave, whatever, um, little four-wheel drive car. But sometimes there's just not enough room in the back. So I have a little rack, and I can fit, like, a cooler, other stuff, whatever. And nowadays, at our age, we try not to go too much into the wilderness area where we're not going to run into people. Um, because if you do break down and, nobody knows where you are, nobody expects you to be back, uh, you could be stuck for a few days, right? You don't want that. That's right. You never know what you're going to need. Hi, Judy. Good morning. One bass yesterday and a cat this morning. Awesome. Yeah, I would love to go catfishing, but I would have to go quite a ways away over onto the Snake River where all the dams are and stuff to catch any bass or catfish, I mean, or bass actually. We don't have bass in our rivers or lakes up here. It's mostly trout or fish like trout. Good morning, Teresa. And I don't like to go catfishing if the water's too warm because to me the cat just tastes muddy. So I like, to catch those fish when the water is still cold. Yeah, that's, just my opinion. Some people might be used to that flavor, but I never did develop a taste for muddy fish. Of course, uh, you need to know how to really clean catfish. That makes a big difference too. You know, you get that fat layer off of it because, you know, that's what tastes bad. First fish I ever caught was a little catfish. And then my dad uh, made me clean it, which I wasn't too happy about. Yeah, I think I was around 8 years old or something like that. But I learned how to, you know, prepare a catfish, which is totally different than a trout, right? Hi, Amanda. Yeah, hi, Polly. Hey, Judy, neighbors. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, I won't be on too long because Brandon and I are gonna go for a Saturday drive and look for berries and try to do some fishing. So just thought I'd come up here for a little while, and I've been up since 3:30. Yeah, 3:30 again. I didn't take my any nighttime pills like Benadryl. Uh, I was hoping I could sleep without it, but did not work. So I got up. But then I just sat there drinking coffee and acting like a zombie. I should have just came up here. But okay, that's enough of that color for now. Let's see. Hi, Patricia. Crackle Barrel does a good catfish. I don't I don't know if I've ever seen one of those restaurants. Yeah. I am a country girl. I don't even they might have one of those in Boise. Boise might be big enough. Boise, Idaho. I don't know if they have one in Lewiston or not. That would be the closest big town for me. Crackle Barrel. You haven't been fishing since you were a teen? A flounder? Oh, wow. That's a long time. Oh, I love to go fishing. Every day I ask Brandon, "You want to go fishing?" And so far, I mean every day for the last month. "You want to go fishing?" "No, not today." You know. And it's funny because he complains that we don't ever go anywhere. And then so I'm like, "Well, I'm just going to ask him every day if he wants to go fishing or if he wants to go for a ride or whatever." And so far for this past month, you know, it's been no. So he can't blame me for not wanting to go somewhere, right? It's him. I'm like, we could take you know, the cot, and if you need a nap, you could just put it in the shade and take a nap, right? Lurking this morning, making a month's worth of food for the pup. Hopefully, legs and back hold up. Been up since 4 a.m. Well, geez, we should have been visiting, Polly. I am just cutting out pieces of fabric for the horse quilt. So I'm pre-cutting my pieces into little shapes. You know, I'm not being very particular about it, but some are a little more rounded and others are a little more oblong. And trying to make sure I'm in the same color shade. And definitely gonna have to prep some more fabric. I can see that right now. See if I can find maybe a couple of purples. Hi, Melanie. I have seen your horse project and it's beautiful. Can tell me more about it? Sure, I can. Let me read the comments here real quick and then I'll talk about it. One of our first dates, Paul and I went wilderness camping. He caught trout in the stream. We cooked them on an open fire and camped in the cave. I married him anyway. That, now see, that sounds like my kind of date. I love camp. I used to love to camp, love to fish, and I really enjoyed cooking on a campfire. There's, you know, food just tastes better to me when you're cooking on a campfire, right? And it always seemed like, you know, that I got hungry. I was hungrier, more of an appetite when I was camping. Yeah, that sounds like the perfect date. I took my kids fishing in the, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, so I'm not even going to try. My daughter was about 5, so that she would like it. Her brother went dove into the water and put fish on her hook. She loves to fish and camp. Oh, that's funny. Oh, Patricia, you're in the east. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I am doing a, collage, art collage quilt. It is made out of fabric, fabric pieces, and this pattern is called The Horse, and it is a pattern by Emily Taylor of the Collage Quilter. She has a YouTube channel and she has a website. And this is the black and white. So I got the pattern from her, and then I am picking my own colors. When you get the pattern, you get, she expects you to pick your own colors. So you only get like a shade sheet. So you would pick your colors based off, you know, you need so many light ones, medium light, you know, medium, dark, what, you know, so forth. And it's not that hard to match up shades, really. I primarily use petites, but you can use regular fabric. You can use whatever you want, fabric-wise. whatever works for you. But I like batiks because I can get a lot of color values off of one piece of fabric. So, for instance, like this one right here, when I go to cut it out, if I need something that's lighter, I can cut around this light area. If I need it to be darker. So, and wouldn't this make kind of a good tree bark too, wouldn't it? Or even water, to put it that way. Make good water. So that's the main reason why I like batiks, is because I get so much variation with one piece of fabric. Here's another really good example. Like this one has a lot of light areas, but also then dark areas. So instead of one piece, this being one piece of fabric, to me, it's like 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 on one strip. So once you pick out your fabrics that you're going to use, then you need to use, with this technique, I use heat and bond, which is a fusible on the back of the fabric pieces. So this already has the fusible on it. I use heat and bond light, but Emily uses her favorite is Steam and Seam 2, which is a double-sided fusible. That's what this is, double-sided fusible. That's important. And then, pardon me, my pattern is right here. It's a big pattern, fabric pattern of a horse. But I don't want to put my fabric pieces directly onto the pattern, because once you do that, you can't take them off easily at all. You can cover it back up, but you can't peel them off very easy at all. So you put a piece of parchment paper over the top of the pattern and then press your pieces onto the parchment paper. And then when you're done, you can lift these off. It just pulls right off, up, and then you can put it over onto your piece of fabric or whatever you're going to put it on, right? So that's, basically it. Good morning, Nancy. Last time I went fishing was at Lake Mead in Nevada. Oh, I've been there. That's funny, Polly. He wasn't catching, but he was going to have to clean them. Yeah, my husband's job is cleaning the fish. I mean, I can do it, but that is not, my favorite thing to do. But I will cook them. So we both have our jobs. So let me know if you have any other questions about that. And I'll try to answer them. I will also say that, there's quite a few YouTubers out there that teach collage quilting. Emily Taylor, the collage quilter, as I said. There's also Susan Carlson. She has a whole bunch. I really love her work. And instead of fusible, she uses glue. And what's that one? I think her name is Laura Hiney or Hinkley or something like that. Um, she she has quite a few, and you can buy patterns from her too. You can buy patterns from her and Susan and Emily. All of those people sell patterns. And then you can also, I've done some other horses that are a different, it's still collage quilting, but they're a little bit easier if you want to give it a try. And those are by Tony Whitney. And see if I can, I'll show you. And I've done this one a couple of times. It's called Summer Breeze. It's by Tony Whitney, Whitney. And this is a little more instructional, a little more patterns in it. And sometimes you can get this in a kit. I've seen it kitted up for people. But for me, part of the fun of this is picking your own fabrics. So, oh, thank you, Amanda, and you're welcome. We hiked the hills and mountains here in Kentucky like a couple of billy goats for years. Yeah, we used to do that too. And Brandon used to do a lot of gold mining. So he had, the dredge, the diving outfit, all the stuff. So we used to go do that too. That was a lot of fun. I like looking for gold. That's addictive. If you find a couple of specks of gold, then you're like, where's the gold? Really, just about anything outdoors, I guess. It's better than sitting around in your chair all day, or, it is for me. I used to be a pretty darn active person. Plus, I would go hunting with Brandon. Uh, I was just there to like help him out. I never shot an animal, um, but I was there. I was there for the fun and to lose weight because every year, that first week of hunting season, boy, I would just really drop the weight. As most of the food I would take on our trip, was high protein food. And so basically just eating proteins, and doing a lot of walking, uphill, downhill. And then if you got something, you were packing it out, on your back. I'm pretty sure I couldn't do that anymore. Okay, Laura Lynn, thanks for popping in. And yeah, I know you're going to be live early or later on this morning, so I'll probably pop in and say hi before I take off. Patricia, the horse is beautiful. Thank you. My daughter is an artist. She painted a horse in watercolors like you're doing. It was gorgeous. So I was going to make a living at it. She said, no, you can't make a living at it. Well, I'll tell you what, you can make money off of art if you specialize, in my opinion. Um, Especially nowadays with how people treat their dogs or animals more like part of the family and stuff like that. There's a lot of people that want to have pet portraits done. Um, I know people who do this type of work on commission, and um, I have sold artwork, paintings, and stuff, and I used to have people, 20 years ago that would ask me if I would do pet portraits and stuff like that. Um, I never did because I was just so busy working and stuff, that I never did take it on. But that's an idea. And once you get a name for yourself, but you can't expect to, start out really making the money. It takes 2 or 3, maybe 4 years. So you got to have something else going on too. So totally understand it. Okay. Let's see. Do I have my? Yeah, I do have blues in there. Okay. What time is it? 7:30. Brandon usually feeds the dogs around 8 o'clock. So probably head out around then. Hey Kim, good morning. How are you this fine day? Boy, I'll tell you, those swallows that are out here on this end of the house, that they have their nest in the eave, and I can sneak out there on the deck, but they know I'm there, and they all, several of them come down and start bombarding me. Um, I would say they probably, so far they've only gotten within about 5 feet, but and they make a heck of a racket. They do not want me out there at all. Like I can even reach their nest, I mean, it's way up there, but they're being protective. They are out here. I have cliff swallows, and on the other side of the house we have tree swallows. And the tree swallows aren't quite as protective as the cliff swallows. And I think the tree swallows are prettier. They got that iridescent blue wings. And they're a little bit smaller bird. And I'm like, look, Mr. Bird, this is my house, not yours. I allow you to have your nest here. Thank you, Kim. Good morning, Jamie. Oh, have a great day, Laura. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, Kim, I'm glad that they're nesting on that side of the house because um, that's not where the main door is. Otherwise, I think I would start knocking down the nest early on before any eggs were, you know, in there because, you know, you need to be able to get in the house. Plus, there's a robin on the next deck down. We have 2 decks. And her babies are getting pretty big. They're getting pretty close to being fledglings, I think. So, and she doesn't fly at you, but she does fly off and she gets so far away and then she turns around and starts yakking at you, you know, squawking. It it doesn't last that long, you know. They usually like try to have at least 2 broods every year, sometimes 3. If it's warm enough in the springtime and they get here soon enough and it's not too hot in the summer, they'll have 3 broods, and then there's just tons of birds. Because what I've noticed is that once the babies are out of the nest, you know, and they're flying around and they know how to catch food and all that stuff, they're actually helping feed the next group of babies. And I mean, it's like a family job. They all work together to feed the next group, which is kind of cool, you know. So you just end up with, you know, 40 plus birds flying around the house. I will say we don't have a problem with mosquitoes or a lot of other flying insects. That's the main reason why we let them nest here, is for bug control. So, okay, that's probably enough of that color. With that, maybe a couple more darker ones here. Okay, that's good. That one's too dark. That would be in the darkers. It's more light. Okay, I don't like that color at all. No. It's more in the blues, so maybe I'll cut some of those out. Okay. Hi, Melina. How's it going? Okay, Polly. Thanks for popping in. I'll probably be gone because I want to get off here by at least 8 o'clock. So. Need to start putting some pieces down here in a minute. Cut out a couple more pieces and then I'll put a few down so I feel like I got a little bit done. Okay. This is I need some more of this one, and then there's another one I need some more of too. Definitely need to prep some fabric today or tomorrow. Just woke up drinking your coffee. Well, I've been up since 3:30. Dang it anyway. Yeah, they're trying to lead me away from the nest. Yeah. So I've already had my coffee and now I'm drinking light iced tea. My back hurts too. We had barn swallows and never had mosquitoes. Which kind of bird was taking care of the wasp and hornets? Because I don't have any of those kind of birds, and I sure would like some. Our birds seem to try to stay away from them, especially the hummingbirds. In Oregon, we used to have flycatchers too. Oh, those are such pretty birds. But they didn't nest too close to the house. They nested quite a bit, often up on the power poles and stuff. or up in the trees. And we had really big trees, so they love that. I had so many different birds there compared to here. And when we first moved here, we had hardly any birds here at all. And we just do our best to make it bird friendly. And I don't like using chemicals of any kind out on the grass or the trees or plants or anything like that, because I don't want to kill the birds and I don't want to kill the honeybees. So if I'm going to use anything chemical wise, I'm sure to do it before the birds get here or after they leave. It is a beautiful day today out there, and supposed to be in the low 80s today. Tomorrow's going to be like 90. So, yeah, that'll be a bit warmer tomorrow. And then it's going to cool off again for a few days. So our temperature's been like, hot, then cooler, hot, cooler, on the wave. Hi, Susan. Oh, they reminded you of an Oriole? Hmm. Okay, let's see what I'm doing here. Now, when I have them laid out like this, my little pieces, I can really tell the color range difference, the shading and so forth. And so I'm taking the ones out that are a little darker than I want at this point. Um, Kim said hello, Willa. Let's see. Let's look at there. Oops. Oh yeah, killdeers. We have those too, a few of them. Oh, I bet it is fun watching them. And the babies are so cute. They're like really long legs, fluffy little butts. How's that? Is that a little better to see what's happening? Or do you like it further back? A little lighter than that. Good morning, Lizette. How are you doing? So about 10 more minutes here, and then I'm going to sign off. Oh, thank you, Susan. I was listening to the choir of birds outside my living room window earlier. Yeah, they get pretty noisy in the morning, don't they? Hi, Lynn. Yes, I got up at 3:30 this morning. I wasn't live then, but I just got it. My iron, I just got off of Amazon. It's Clover Needlecraft Ink model 9100. What I like about it is it has this cover over the iron stem or pole, so that helps, keep you from getting burnt. It has 3 temperatures, and it has a on-off switch here. But I still make sure to unplug it. I turn off everything and then I unplug it, just in case. Really? You couldn't find one? Huh. I thought Amazon had everything. Let's see, do I want that there or... See, I'm missing a piece up here. No, I think I want it on the bottom. It gets pretty hot. I usually turn it up on high, and then once it heats up, then turn it back down to medium. Ice cream. Too early for ice cream for me. Good morning, Crystal. That's okay. Thanks for popping in. I'm gonna, not be on much longer anyway. because we're going to go for a Saturday drive. Oh, Mo stopped handling them? Oh. Huh, I wonder why. Because people were getting burnt and stuff and complaining, maybe? Because they do get pretty hot and you got to be careful. I had one that didn't have that cover on it, and yeah, I had to quit using that one because I just kept burning myself, so I got rid of it. Yeah, we're supposed to be around 82 or so, I think, here today, but tomorrow's going to be hot. Let's see. Sometimes you just find the right piece. Oh my goodness, Kim. Heat index of 101. Too hot for me. All right, just a couple more minutes and then I'm going to go ahead and go. I didn't get very many pieces down today, but I did get some fabric cut, so that is good. So I'm just going to start turning things off here. You can see what it looks like without the lights on. Which kind of makes a little difference when you look at it. When the light's on, you know, the fabric's even kind of see-through. I don't know, Crystal. I don't watch YouTube on my TV, so I'm not familiar with what's available on a TV. See how different that looks without the light on? All the fabrics even look a little lighter. Interesting. Let me turn this one off. Make it even a little darker. Just out of curiosity. I might be too dark. I'm just amazed at how much different things look through the eyes of a camera. Lizette, I have a whole bunch of fat quarters that are petites, and I mean a lot. Here, let me show you. Well, you want to see my mess? All right. So I have, you know, lots of fat quarters. And then I also have a lot of yardage. And a mess. I have a mess. You never have enough room. So I cut the fat quarters or yardage down into my little pieces. But I do save all my scraps too. So I can use them in other projects. But once they start getting down like, you know, this, now, you know, that I probably won't save, although this could be a good piece for the hair. That's why I haven't thrown it away yet. So I might use this for the hair, the mane, right? Yeah, it's my color palette. But I have, you know, I don't know how many yards of batiks I have, but I have, yeah, I have quite a bit. And then I have regular cotton fabric too that I have pulled out from my quilting fabric that I thought would look good in collage quilts. So I have a little bit of that here too. No, all of that I just showed you that are in those baskets, no, it's not fused. So what I do is I figure out, you know, once I know what project I'm going to do, then I decide what colors I want to work with. And most of my baskets of batiks over here are all in color ranges. So I might have a basket full of browns, one of blues, pinks, one of purples, you know, that kind of thing. And then I just start going through those fat quarters and I pick out, you know, oh, 4, 5 to 6 different uh, fabrics for each um, shading. So you're going to have light, medium, medium dark, dark, really dark, you know, things like that. Because you have to have lights and darks for these kind of projects. And you want variety. So once I pick those out, then I take that fat quarter and depending on how big the project is, sometimes I do the whole fat quarter. I put fusible on the back of that whole fat quarter because um, eventually I'm going to probably use it on something else. Um, so sometimes when I'm bored and don't have anything else to do, I will just prep fat quarters of different colors for future projects. So then I will put the fusible on like a half a fat quarter and then cut it up into like 5, 6 inch squares and throw it in my baskets. So once I have it prepped, then I have these little well, they're not baskets, but storage containers, and they all have prepped fabrics, so they all have the fusible on the back of them already. So when I am going to do a project, I look through the ones I have prepped first, and if I don't find enough, then I go through the fabrics that aren't prepped yet. Okay? Does that answer your questions? Motivation to rebuild my batik palette. Yeah, I really like batiks for collage quilting. I really do. Now, um, there, I noticed that a lot of the other collage quilters out there, like Emily Taylor and Susan Carlson, well, Susan uses quite a bit of batiks, I think, but Emily Taylor's more regular printed cotton. But I think she's starting to use batiks a little bit more now. I personally just like the way that the batiks look, and the project to me makes it look more like a watercolor, you know. Um, so, and I like that look. Hey, Kathy. Yeah, I rested. Let's see. I slept from about 10:30 to about 3:30. And I only woke up once in that time. So, yeah, I've been up since 3:30. And Brandon and I are going to go for a Saturday drive. So I'm going to get off of here. I'm thinking about the Open Gates box that Tiffany gets all the time. Anyone else get that subscription box? Like your honest opinion on it? I love it when Tiffany does it, but I was just wondering. I don't get that box, so I have thought about it. And I think what I do like about that box is that it's project oriented. So you pretty much get everything you need for that project, and you don't get a bunch of notions and stuff like that, that a lot of us seasoned quilters don't need any of that stuff anymore, right? And I think you do get thread once in a while, which is nice. Oh, Jamie's getting ready to do a box opening for Open Gates. Oh, awesome. Oh, sorry, Lizette. Yeah, the little pieces of fabric are already fused. Yep. Um, some collage quilters don't use fusible and they use glue. And like Susan Carlson, she uses this on her projects, and that works pretty good. Um, I use this glue when I need to, like if the fusible is wore out or something like that, and the fabric's not staying down, then I'll use the glue. But the reason I quit doing it this way is I don't like to my fingers get all sticky with the glue, and I just don't like that. So, oh, good. I'll show you. So, if there's not any more questions, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here so I can get ready. So it's coming along. I'm almost done with the medium lights. So I got part of this nose to do and a couple of pieces here and there. And then I can move on to the next shade. So I'm looking forward to that. Because this top part had a lot of light in it. So. And like I said before, I've learned that I like to do the light and then go to dark. Because up here on the top, I started with doing the dark and then putting the light on, and I don't like the way that looks as much. So that's your last question? Okay. Oh, how many layers is too many on your collage? Um, I only like one layer because if you are going to go back over it with thread, having more than one layer gets a little difficult to go through. Now, if there's a area that I don't really like I need to lighten up this area right here. And if I can't do it with a piece of fabric going over it, I'm going to take that out and just redo it. But I could go over it with lighter fabric, possibly. And like I want more of the hair of the mane coming through here. But I don't plan on quilting this. So I'm probably going to, once I get the whole thing done, I'm probably going to put another layer of fusible on the back of it before I iron it onto a piece of fabric. That way I know I got a really good foundation. Um, that's kind of what I'm thinking at this point. Now I might change my mind and quilt it. If that's the case, then I definitely don't want to put too many layers on there at all. So one layer. But you do want your pieces to overlap. You don't want them to be butted up next to each other like that. You want them to have a little bit of overlap on all sides of it. That way, when you're ready to take this off, it's going to come off in a big sheet. See? And that's what you want. You want it to all be sticking together. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for Sunday Sew and Chat, and I'll let you know how our drive went. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little while this morning. You guys take care, and God bless everybody. Until next time. Bye for now.